Athletically, the class of 2018 has played a part in 5 of the 6 Final Four appearances athletically as a team in the over 100 years history of this high school. They've also gotten 8 MSL championships, 10 district championships, 6 regional championships, and state qualifiers in really every sport. Finally, our veteran teachers state with conviction that the culture and climate of this building has never been better during their time. I have no doubt that their smiling faces walking through the door played a huge part. To the class of 2018, when I've conversed with our faculty and staff about you, several themes have surfaced as we've reflected back on your journey. Number 1, collectively, you have a strong social and ethical conscience. Said differently, you care deeply about inequity and injustice. Number 2, I've heard a lot of people tell me in their life I'm a lover, not a fighter, and not because I challenge them to a fight. Here's the reality. You're lovers and you're fighters, and we've seen it, and you've done it the right way. Number 3, your collective gratitude really stands out. We have a lot of classes and a lot of students that leave, and they come back and thank us. You've been thanking us this entire year and throughout your time here, and that really, really resonated with our staff. Thank you. What I'll remember the most is not the accolades, but rather the experience we've shared. The leadership of Hannah Meyer, the fact that Calvin Furby can actually swim faster than I can run. The creativity of Carolyn LaPrette to literally build her own guitar from scratch. The way that you challenged me to step up my sock game. Shout out to Maddie James. Luke Sterniger, Shrek. Listening and just knowing that we will see Murphy Horning on SportsCenter one day. The back and forth banner with Sadie Luckenbach about who's watched more Friends episodes and who would win if we had a trivia contest. That would be me. Matt York's idea of a senior clapping for the underclassmen to make them feel cared for, loved, and valued. Co-teaching a class on Passion today with Micah Clark Moody. Brad Jagers' his affinity for the Waffle House. The Fitch brothers dominated Mr. Culp and I in the euchre tournament. Conversely, us dominating Eli Evans in the euchre tournament. James Lachey just being dominant. Wes Ryan averaging what felt like 5 goals a game over the last 4 years, and I've watched him play about 40 soccer games. The way you came together in moments of loss, including the loss of classmate Yejin Lee Leshman. The way you came together for your classmate, Eli Hall and his family, while you were mourning the loss of Mr. Hall also. I will never forget the looks on your faces about 20 minutes ago when we presented Tiemo with his honorary diploma. Never forget to honor others ahead of yourselves. Feel great about it. I've had a few students ask me to share a life story, so I'll come up with one here. It's a story that's kind of special to me, and I think there's some parallels. 5 years ago, in my first year, I was here serving as principal, and I was on the job about 2 months. And I went to our superintendent, Ed O'Reilly, and I said, Ed, I need the day off today, but I can't tell you why. When you get in the job place later on down the road, probably not a good idea to do that. But he agreed. The night before, my grandfather was literally on his deathbed. He called me over. And he said, Ken, I need you to go get the gold. And I looked at him like, what? He said, I need you to go get the gold. First time I saw emotion in this man, he had tears in his eyes. And he went on to say that for the entirety of his adult life, he had saved gold and put it back so that one day he could bless our family. He went on to say that he had 2 totes with gold and silver, 90% gold, 10% silver, and then also a checkbook box filled with gold in his apartment and told us where it was. So my mom and dad and I loaded up, got in the van, we went to his apartment, and exactly as he said, the gold was there. I did a little research on the way over in the car, and I found out that gold, just at the bullion rate, was actually worth about $1,300 an ounce. I pick up the first tote, 92 pounds. I pick up the second tote, 122 pounds. I did a little math. If Grandpa's telling the truth, we're at about $6 million in gold. I put it up in the attic in my parents' house, and I didn't tell a soul on planet Earth, including Mr. O'Reilly. I needed the day off so I could go to every gold shop in Columbus and feel them out and try to learn what in the world to do. I finally sold the little checkbook box of gold at Allen's Coin Shop in Westerville, Ohio for $17,500. And they split it up 3 ways for my mom and her 2 siblings. They flew into town, and that night we put all the blinds down at my parents' house, and we brought down the gold and the silver, and we tried to split it out. After a while, we figured out that Grandpa was wrong. It was 10% gold and 90% silver. It was almost. We still love Grandpa. Almost $600,000 still in gold. Why do I tell you that story? When you look around this room, you're going to see a lot of people that look at you as the gold of their lives. True. People that will protect you at the cost of their own life. People that have invested in you. You will never understand the investment of a parent until you have your own kids someday. And I hope that you do, if you choose to. You've been the gold of our lives. True. Couple things. Fill your cup with happiness and the things that you treasure the most. Number 2, the things that captivate you and capture you are actually a call to action. Never stop pursuing them. They are your goal. You're undoubtedly tired of hearing it, but for the final time as a Grandview Heights student, I want you to know that we love you, we respect you, and we're so proud of you. From the very bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you've done, but mostly, thank you for everything you are. I would now like to introduce Senior Class Vice President Hannah Meyer, who will be giving the introductions for several of our guest speakers today.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you the members of the Grandview Heights School Board of Education. Mr. Eric Bodie, Miss Debbie Brannon, Miss Molly Wasmuth, Vice President, Miss Melissa Palmisciani, President, Mr. Jesse Truitt, and I would also like to introduce to you our Chief Academic Advisor, Dr. Jamie Lusher. I would now like to introduce to you the Superintendent of the Grandview Heights Schools, Mr. Andy Cole.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Grandview Heights Board of Education and our entire district staff, I welcome each of you to the 103rd Commencement Ceremony. It has been a distinct honor and privilege to serve as your superintendent for the past 4 years. Each and every one of you embodies what it means to be a graduate of Grandview Heights Schools, a small place to dream big. Relative to the size of most other districts, I, as your superintendent, have had the opportunity to get to know many of you over the past 4 years. I hope that each of you know how much I treasure the relationships we have formed and how much it means to me to have been a small part of your schooling experience. It is, in fact, one of the more unique and special things about serving as superintendent of Grandview Heights Schools. The relationships that I am still able to form with students due to our unique size and the location of my office in the freshman hallway. I couldn't be more proud of each and every one of you and know that your future is brighter than ever. Each of you personifies and represents our shared values and belief that Grandview Heights Schools is a place where students are able to explore their passions, develop purpose, and unlock their potential. It is truly one of the finest communities and school districts in all of Ohio. My message today is for the class of 2018. I want to offer some perspective and thoughts by sharing two different stories that I hope will resonate as a metaphor for each of you and provide some inspiration as you take your next steps in life, wherever that may lead you.